In this portion of video from my book, Knitting Untangled, An Easier Way to Learn to Knit, I'm going to show you how to decrease the number of stitches in a row. Here I have my knitting sample. And as with increasing stitches, I never tend to decrease stitches on an edge. I usually work over 2 stitches before I start decreasing. So if an instruction says decrease stitches across a row, I generally knit 2 and then I decrease. The first decrease I'm going to show you is called the knit 2 together. It leans to the right and the second stitch will cover the first stitch. And you do that by, in knitting, going through 2 stitches at once, the second stitch and the first stitch, wrapping the yarn and pulling that yarn through both stitches and then off the needle. And here you can see that the second stitch now covers and leans to the right of the first stitch. I'll knit one more and then do that again. And this is a knit 2 together, symbolized by the letter K and then T-O-G, knit 2 together. Through the second stitch first and the first stitch together, wrap the yarn and pull through both and off. I'll do this English method. Through 2, wrap, and pull through 2 and off. Now if when you're designing you want to have corresponding decreases that lean to the left, there's something called the SSK, which stands for slip, slip, knit. We talk about the mounting of stitches before. We talk about the mounting of stitches, or we have talked about it in previous videos. What has to be done here is that the stitches have to be mounted the other way, so that this stitch covers this stitch. And you do that in the following way. You slip the stitches if you were getting ready to knit it. You don't wrap the yarn and you just slip it off. And then you do a second one the same way. This is also known as a slip stitch, and occasionally you'll have to do that. So now I have 2 on work stitches on the right hand needle that need to be knitted. And if I transfer the back and then knit them together, I've decreased a stitch, meaning where I had 2 stitches I now have 1. And the stitch was on the right now leans to the left and covers the stitch that's on the left. I'll do that again. Slip, slip, put the stitches back on the left hand needle. Now they're mounted unconventionally. Put this needle through them, wrap the yarn, and pull them through. There is a quicker way of doing this, one that takes advantage of sort of an economy of motion, of movement. If you slip, and then you slip, and stick the left hand needle in through those stitches, that saves a step. Rather than taking it out and then putting it back in, the needle back in, wrapping and pulling through, you've saved a step. I'll show you again. Slip, slip, and then this needle just goes in there, and now you've already have the left hand needle in through the stitches. You wrap and pull through. And those are the knit 2 together, one that leans to the right, and the slip, slip, knit that leans to the left. Something not used as much, another decrease, is the purl 2 together, and I will show you that. I'm just going to go 2 in from the edge. I'm on the purl side, you can tell it's the bumpy side. And purl 2 together, you simply go through the first and second stitch, wrap the yarn, pull it through and off, and we have 2 stitches where we used to have 1.